Hi everybody, it's just me, paint clothes on, paint on my face, paint on my fingers, and I have to quick make dinner, so I just wanted to show you guys how I throw together this quick soup. So right now I'm just sauteing the peppers and onions. Best thing to do when you're cooking is to always season in layers, so I'm going to salt and pepper each layer as I cook it. So we're just going to get these sauteed till they're a little bit softer. Okay, now I added in the celery and again a little more salt and pepper, and I'm just going to let this go just for a few minutes more. It doesn't have to get totally soft because it's going to cook in the broth. And I don't normally put celery in this soup, but I'm trying to amp up the vegetables, so I figured a little celery won't hurt. Okay, here we go. It's gone for a few minutes, and I added like a tablespoon of chopped garlic, the stuff you buy in the store, like you get this from Costco. So I just don't measure, like a tablespoon. And then now I'm going to put in a little bit of like cayenne chili pepper. And then I have another pot here that I'm going to keep out for like mine and Brian's, because this soup's going to have lots of beans in it. And so I'm going to be able to separate it, but not have to cook it separate, and make sure we get enough protein and don't have any of the beans. So I'll show you that when I do it. Okay, so here I've got the chicken in the kids' soup, and I weighed out and made sure that this soup would be enough protein for Brian and I. It's actually 2 pots, but it's really easy to do, especially when you do most of the cooking in one and then separate it out before you add the beans. I do this with chili too. And what's so helpful is to have the chicken already cooked. Like I gave you that recipe for the best way to cook chicken, and if you did that ahead of time, like on the weekend or something, you could have the chicken already portioned out in the freezer, and this soup literally can throw together in 10 minutes, especially if you're not trying to make a video of it. And also, we've talked before about homemade stock, and I use that too. You could certainly use like the organic stock from Costco. I like that too, but when I have it in the freezer already prepared, I certainly use that, so we get the benefits from that. Okay, so I've added the stock. Here's the kids' soup with the chicken and the veg, and this is ours, which obviously looks a lot more hearty because remember, we're not going to have the beans. And another tip that I do is I cook up my dry beans in big batches and then freeze them, so I always have properly prepared beans. I do pinto that I make into refried beans, black beans, white beans, and that way I can just take them out of the freezer. Here are the finished soups. This one right here is ours. Lots of chicken, plenty of protein, and the one with the kids has enough protein and lots and lots of black beans. And another thing too, you could add cheese on top of this, or sour cream if you get a little heavy-handed with the cayenne like I tend to do. Sometimes the kids want to whisk in some sour cream to kind of soften that heat a little bit. But there you go, super easy soup.